All right, people are joining us right now for our January 1st, 2026 webinar. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our monthly webinar series. I'm Tony Snow Rodriguez, Director of Community Engagement and Inclusion. And as we approach the end of the month, let me be the last to wish you a happy new year. I hope your 2026 is off to a great start. And today, I can't wait to share what our team has planned for the year ahead. This afternoon, you'll hear how we're keeping Milwaukee in the news, how we're staying at the top of travelers' minds, how we're making Milwaukee a more inclusive community, and of course, how you, our partners, can get involved. In just a few minutes, I'll be joined by our Chief Marketing Officer, Josh Albrecht, Communications Manager, Julia Meehan, and copywriter John Blust, representing the Communications Department, and Senior Partnership Manager, Brian Kubel, as they unveil some of our team's most exciting upcoming projects this year. But before we get to all that, we'll welcome Alderwoman Charlene Moore from the city of Milwaukee as she spotlights Black History Month and shares more information about their A Century of Black History Commemorations event coming up in February. I also wanted to announce a new format to the monthly webinar. Since the very start of the webinar, it has been our goal to give you the tools and data-driven insights that our business and businesses can use to help drive new customers and appeal to travelers from across the country. That's why I'm proud to share that we are introducing Data Insights, a segment designed to give you the facts and figures all in one place. This information can help you better tailor your marketing, understand our target audience, see our organization's impact on visitation transparently, and better understand the tourism industry as a whole. As a result, we will be shortening our partner update section and keeping it only to a few major highlights, as well as ways you can engage with our organization. In the meantime, we will continue to spread the word about all the incredible things your businesses are doing via social media, weekly insights on our blogs, newsletters, event pages of our website, and all the appropriate channels to best highlight the work that you do every day to make Milwaukee shine. We'll unveil the data insights in the marketing portion of our webinar today. You're returning partners. Here we are. Let's kick off today by welcoming all of those new and returning partners. And we'll pause, take a look at the whole list. A wonderful group of people, and we appreciate you so much for being a part of the Visit Milwaukee family. We can't do it without our partners. And in case you missed it, the James Beard Foundation released this year's list of award semifinalists. And the good folks at the foundation are picking up on the fresh, flavor-forward culinary innovation happening right here in Milwaukee. Say that 5 times real fast. 5 local chefs, bars, and restaurants earned their place on this year's semifinalist list, including 4 first-timers. This year's list includes Vanessa Rose of Mothers in the Emerging Chef category, 1033 Omakase for Best New Restaurant, The Mothership for Outstanding Bar, and for Best Chef in the Midwest, we've got Zach Baker of Calocenso in Wauwatosa, as well as Lisa Kirkpatrick and Paul Zirkle of Good Kind. Congratulations to all these innovative culinary minds. They join a growing list of 17 existing James Beard recognized establishments throughout the city. You can learn more by visiting the foundation's website. We'll give them all a big hand. What a wonderful list and a growing list. Speaking of dining in the city, we've got a new slew of restaurants opening up all over town. Cassis, opened in January 20th, is the creation of James Beard recognized chef Kyle Nall the all-day French bistro landed on Bon Appetit's list of 9 must-visit restaurants in the country before it even opened. Located in the historic Third Ward, you can now get a taste for yourself today. Bringing the smoke to the East Side neighborhood, Smokin' Jack soft opened back in December and is now serving smoky, savory, and melt in your mouth barbecue in the former Izzy Hop Space. And then you can now find Lao American cuisine at 3rd Street Market Hall. 1 year after opening their food truck at Zocalo, Sap Sap is now opening a second location at the Market Hall, complete with all their egg rolls, brisket fried rice, yum yum, pad thai, red curry, and more. You can find them on the south wall next to Mr. Dai's Pies. So you can get the Lao American cuisine and then have your pie. So that's all right there, and enjoy it. Opened earlier this month, you can tap into the newest edition of the city's dining and nightlife scene at Draft and Company, right across from the Baird Center, Phillips Park. The latest creation from the owners of Draft and Vessel, Anne Pomeroy. The long-awaited restaurant features approachable fare like burgers, fries, alongside 30 taps of rotating beer, craft cocktails, wine, cider, and more, ensuring that each time you walk through the door, you'll find something new to try. Stop by before your next meeting, convention, concert, or sporting event to taste what they've got cooking. It's going to be great. The annual meeting is coming up fast, taking place on March 3rd. Don't miss out on our big annual bash that shares even more of the plans and insights we've shared today and we will be sharing today, along with an evening of networking, drinks, and snacks in the stunning Bradley Symphony Center, just across the street from me here on Wisconsin Avenue. It's a can't miss party. It's a huge party. You must have to experience for yourself. Tickets are on sale now, and if you're looking to sponsor the event, you better hurry because they're going fast. And the deadline, I think, is the 31st. In just a few weeks, we're also hosting a quarterly partner mixer at the Milwaukee County War Memorial Center. You'll get the opportunity to network with other Visit Milwaukee partners and staff, explore the center's exhibits and memorials, and experience the War Memorial Beer Garden indoors. That's indoors for one night only. You won't want to miss out on this scenic partner mixer. You can get your tickets in the partner portal today or by visiting the partner events page on our website. And look for those emails. We're good at sending a lot of emails. And the weekly insights will give you more information too. Partner renewals are now in the partner portal. Your partnership, which we cherish with Visit Milwaukee, gets you access to resources like this webinar, partner mixers, and web listings, all designed to help your business thrive. And to continue getting these benefits, we ask that you pay your renewal invoice by January 31st to avoid a 5% late fee. Thank you to everyone who has already renewed for 2026. We look forward to continuing our partnership with you. Thank you. Finally, be sure to join our next webinar on Tuesday, February 24th. You've heard from our marketing, communications, and advocacy, you will have, and partnership teams today, but next month we'll be joined by our sales, event experience, and Sports Milwaukee teams as they recap a record-setting year and spotlight another packed calendar of meetings, conventions, and events and trade shows in our city. Now, as we look ahead in February, we have the opportunity to honor and celebrate Black History Month and the many contributions of Black leaders, entrepreneurs, artists, and change makers who shaped our city and our industry. We at Visit Milwaukee are proud to amplify and support the Black voices that make our city special. You can learn more about Milwaukee's Black history and culture and support our Black-owned partner businesses by scanning the QR code in the screen right now. I don't see it, but we'll have it out to you and that particular link. Today, we have a very special guest in our midst. I'm honored to be joined by Alderwoman Charlene Moore. Alderwoman Charlotte Moore represents Milwaukee's District 10 and brings more than 2 decades of community leadership to her role. She immigrated to the United States from Jamaica with her family in the early 1980s, an experience that continues to shape her commitment to opportunity and inclusion. As co founder of Youth Justice Milwaukee and Urban Underground, she has led youth driven campaigns across education, public safety, health, and juvenile justice reform. Her work centers on empowering young people to lead, change, and build stronger communities across Milwaukee. I'd like to extend a very special welcome to Alderwoman Moore as she shares more information about a century of Black History commemorations at City Hall coming up in just 2 weeks. Welcome, Alderwoman. It's so nice to have you here.
Oh my goodness, Tony and the team. Thank you all so much for this amazing invitation to just share a little bit about what's coming up. There's so many great things that are coming up here at City Hall. This is the people's house. And I want people to remember that listen, this is a space where people come, they gather. And so, we do this work not on the behalf of ourselves, but on behalf of our great city. So thank you so much for the invitation.
And thank you. And you know something, Alderwoman, and I have the privilege and the best job here at Visit Milwaukee, I think, because I get out in our communities and our neighborhoods and visit the people and see the people and take tours. And you know what? Most of the time when I'm out there, and it could be a neighborhood meeting or a convening or a parade or a celebration or a listening session and something that may be a serious conversation. Many times I'm seeing you there. Almost every time I'm seeing you there. And not only are you there, you're sitting and you're listening. Yeah, you're invited to speak all the time and share all the wonderful things about the city. But I'm seeing you taking notes, trying to figure out how we can collaborate next.
That's it.
Is it a city resolution? What is it going to take to make this city even greater and stronger? And I can't thank you enough for being that champion out there that
Oh,
I
I
see every
appreciate
day and
that.
something I can always connect with
Yeah.
and someone as a resource as well.
No, I appreciate that, Tony. And I'm, glad that you've shared that because I know that I can't do this work without our partners, our many community partners, our businesses, right? Our residents. We all have a role to play. So I'm really glad that you said that because, all of us, we weave in, right? And we do our small little part. And so again, I can't do this work alone. So I need you all in our business partners.
We got you. Yeah, we got you. So tell me, obviously, this is a major collaboration in the city. This a century of Black History
Yes.
commemorations. It's a 10th annual. How did this all come together? And tell us the value and the importance and the of this incredible event that's coming up.
Absolutely. So, for those that are not tuned in a lot to politics, we currently have eight Black alder people on the council now, right? And the council is absolutely more diverse than it's ever been, including Latino, council members, as well as LGBTQ council members. It's just like this is the type of representation that we want for the city. And so this is such an amazing just an amazing moment in history that we're now celebrating and reflecting on 100 years, a whole century, and commemorating here, right here in the city of Milwaukee. We're commemorating that. And we get an opportunity to highlight people over the last 10 years, over the last 10 years, the city of Milwaukee has had a Black History program, right? Where we pull people together and, we highlight, the amazing elders and young people that have been doing some really great work right here in the city of Milwaukee. And so we have the 28 days of Black History. So each day we commemorate an individual that have brought value to our city. We are honoring Reuben Harpool as let me see. So we have Zoe Chambers, who is the emerging leader, and then the living legend, Reuben Harpool, the great Reuben Harpool, and we get to honor them on that day on February 10th. But throughout the month, each day on the City Channel, we also get to honor another member of our community.
Phenomenal. And this is an event that's open to the public, and we're inviting everybody in, as you call it, the people's house.
That's it. Yes, that is it. And it starts at 12. We're asking, it's around the lunch hour time, 12 to 1:30. We'll have drummers. We'll be able to acknowledge our 28 days, those individuals that have been honored, as well as our living legend and our emerging leader. It's open to the public. We'll have some great food. Well,
Well,
you always
that's always
listen, you
a
got to
rare.
feed the people, Tony. You got to feed the
Absolutely.
people, right? And so we'll have some other members here as well. Someone will do the pouring of the libations, and we got some really great entertainment that we are anticipating to be here. But it's an opportunity for us to commemorate, right, and to look at historically where we were and where we're looking to go, right? We're looking at that historical context. So we're honored, and we're honored to have partners. Thank you, Visit Milwaukee, for being such a great partner of ours. We can't thank you all enough. Again, we cannot do this work without the support of organizations like yours that continues to support the work that we do.
Legacy is a word that's often used, but when you think about it, legacy is all about the people who have built this city, who
That's
have
it.
built the foundation that we continue to grow and build upon. And it's important to commemorate those who've done all of this work and faced even maybe greater barriers than we've ever faced. And this city is a majority Black, African American, and Latino city.
Yeah.
And as we often say here at Visit Milwaukee, we want to tell your story the way you want it to be told. Because when we share those authentic stories to people all over the world, then they hear about those experiences that really matter to them and that maybe they're passionate about and they want to explore. While they want to explore, we want to explore many things and all the things.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's important to know that you belong and that there's something there that's a little bit extra special. So we're excited about
Oh,
this event.
listen, I love that you say that, Tony, because um, I think that's what makes Milwaukee great. When we talk about even being the city of festivals, the richness of culture in this city. Like so, you mentioned in the beginning, I'm a transplant. So, I'm from Jamaica. But I grew up most of my life here in the Sherman Park area. Hello, shout out Sherman Park. And so I grew up most of my life here in the city. And when I think about, where we've come from and, the diversity that continues that, we're working to do a better job, right, of diversifying our communities, right? Um, I think it makes me smile thinking about Milwaukee and the talent, the richness of culture and talent that we have here in this great city. And, people come for the food too, right? We're a foodie,
Absolutely.
we're a big foodie city.
Absolutely. And when
Yeah,
we uplift one community and one culture and community's history, we're lifting everyone's up every single day because it's about being together and we're in it together.
that's it.
And that's the beauty of it all. Not only will we celebrate Black history coming up at this event and for the month of February, but we celebrate it every single day in this
That's
city.
it.
And that's the beauty of it all. And thank you for being a shining star. I call you my rock star. It's all you always inspire me when we get
Oh,
together and when we see each other because we know that we're in community and
that's it.
that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So, to all the partners that are listening, we hope that we have the opportunity to, connect with you in the future. Thank you for shouting out, Tony, those businesses that, I think most of them were food businesses. Please, patronize those locations. But we're looking forward to seeing you all on February 10th, noon to 1:30. Stop down, get some good food, meet some, and connect with some people. But again, honored to share this space and to be such an asset to the great city of Milwaukee. Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Thank you for sharing your time. I know you have a busy schedule and a busy day, so I appreciate you very much. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Alderwoman Moore.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
can't
you, Tony
wait
and
to the
team.
great event. Thank you. I can't wait to be there. Now, I'd like to move on to our main topic of the day. Our team has incredible plans for the upcoming year, and I can't wait for them to share some of the campaigns and projects we have in the works. It's going to be another massive year for Milwaukee, and this is just a taste of what you can expect in 2026, beginning with marketing. I'll hand it over to our Chief Marketing Officer, CMO, Josh Albrecht, who is going to give us a peek behind the scenes of the marketing department with leading trends and upcoming campaigns for this year. Hey, Josh.
Thanks so much, Tony. Really excited to dive into some different items, a little bit of look at 2025, and we're going to look ahead here in 2026. So we're going to jump right into things. On the next slide, you'll see our website performance from 2025. And I wanted to highlight this because our team has done an amazing job of really pushing our website as a premier source of content and information for travelers and residents alike over the last year. In fact, what you see here is that we have been surpassing our comp set and some industry trends. What we're seeing with AI and the sort of chatbots and things like that, really taking control of the search space, whether it's through Google or ChatGPT, you name it, it's been evolving over the last year. Our team has really buckled down and really taken it to heart to say, we're not going to let these trends define us. We're going to define the trends for ourselves. And you can see we've done a great job of that through our sessions, our page views, and our users all up year over year in 2025, while our competitive set throughout the tourism industry is seeing declines across the board. The one area we saw a slight decline was engagement rate at 2.9%, but we really see that those sessions, those page views, and those users really going up as a really huge win for us. And we're confident our engagement rate will go back up this year as well. So we're doing great against our competitive set and just really showing the value of what our website brings for helping to tell the story of Milwaukee to the greater community. And one of those ways that we do that is through our City of Festivals. So on our next slide, what you'll see here is a little overview of how we really celebrated our City of Festivals and all the festivals throughout the year through a concerted campaign effort that really ran from April through September last year. This is the time of year when all of our outdoor festivals are really in full swing, even though we do love to tell the story about how we're the City of Festivals all year long. That summertime campaign was really crucial for us. And you can see that we garnered over 11 million impressions for this campaign, messaged visits and bookings at 24,000 within that reach. So 24,000, nearly 25,000 people were reached. They saw the messaging of our City of Festivals campaign and then arrived in market, which is just remarkable success for us. Tons of social media engagement, that earned media ad equivalency at over $5 million, but $283,000 in travel sales via our Hopper campaign alone. So just Hopper, which is a travel platform, an OTA that people can use as an app and get deals and promotions. Just Hopper alone generated $283,000 in sales. So overall, a really, really great campaign that, again, took us many months last year and will be our campaign again in 2026. And we'll talk about that in a minute. What this did for us is that it really helped us get that earned media. So not only are we doing a lot of paid advertising for City of Festivals, but we're getting that message into earned media as well through our communications team and through all of our efforts. The more we put it out there, the more these media networks pick up on that messaging, and we're doing a great job. This is just a sample of some of those of the great magazines and media companies that highlighted City of Festivals in the last year. So what did that mean? Well, thanks to all of that hard work by our team, we actually won an award for all of that work. Our 2025 HSMAI Adrian Award City Festivals campaign was a winner for that this past year. A huge recognition for our team and kudos to everyone who made it happen here at Visit Milwaukee. All of our promotions and activities is a communal effort by our entire Marcom team and our partnership team, and in fact, all of Visit Milwaukee. So every member of Visit Milwaukee goes into winning awards like this and helping to celebrate City of Festivals. But as I mentioned to some of our festival partners this morning at another meeting, this award is earned by our community. Our community and our community members are the ones who put these festivals on. we are the megaphone that talks about it, and we are the megaphone that helps celebrate it. So it's great to see an award like this. And speaking of awards, this isn't the only HSMAI award that we won. We also won one for our Baird Center drone video. This video was designed by our friends at Madden Media, who helps us do all of our meetings and conventions and sports Milwaukee marketing throughout the year. This video showcased a wonderful fly-through of the Baird Center, sort of wonderful point of view of that sweeping through the Baird Center. Really fun, really engaging way to showcase all the rooms and all the different things that are great for meetings and conventions and sports in the Baird Center. So great job of winning that award as well for a great piece of video. It's on our website. It's on the Baird Center's website. And then, of course, we share it out into the world at trade shows and through paid marketing throughout the year. Now, speaking of MNC, I wanted to highlight where we went last year. So one of the biggest things we do in the marketing side for our meetings and conventions and sports is taking the show on the road with our sales team. And here is just a sampling of some of the big shows that we had went to this past year. So this is 2025. You can see that map of the trade show booth dotting around the country. Everything from PCMA and RCMA at the beginning of the year. We took our trade show booth to the Mall of America and did a takeover there. We went to IPW, which is a big international trade show that was down in Chicago this past year. And then we did an amazing takeover event with Connect Marketplace that happened at the end of August last year. That takeover had us actually own the stage at that event. And we were able to bring our friend Leroy Butler, Packers legend and NFL Pro Football Hall of Famer, to the stage with us as we helped launch some fun marketing initiatives with him. Of course, IMEX is a giant one in Las Vegas every fall that has international play. Destinations from all over the world come to there to help recruit meetings and conventions and sports. We looked at teams as we look to host teams in 2027. We were there again. And of course, we ended the year with Expo back in December with our trade show booth in Houston. And the good news is we're hosting Expo here in Milwaukee this year. So a fun way to do that. So let's look at this year. So we saw 2025. Now we're looking at 2026. Where's that trade show booth going? How are we selling the city to those meetings and convention planners and those sports planners throughout the year? Well, our team was just at PCMA Convening Leaders here in January. But when we went to Philadelphia with a large footprint space there, RCMA Emerge is coming up next. That's a lot of our religious meetings and convention planners and small market meeting planners are going at that event. Megan Husband from our team goes to that one. Then we skip to IPW in May. Again, that international marketplace, a lot of international travel writers, a lot of international interest at that trade show this year. And then we go into ASAE and Connect in August, and we were able to secure that Connect takeover again this year. So a great way to really put our brand out in front of everybody at a big splash at Connect Marketplace coming up in August. You might remember we hosted Connect a few years ago at the Baird Center of the year. The Baird Center opened the North Building. And so great way for us to continue that partnership with Connect this year and really highlight all the great things that we do as a city. Again, in the fall, in October, we'll be busy again with IMEX. That's that premier one that happens every year in Vegas. Teams is special again this year as we get ready to host teams in 2027. So Marissa and our Sports Milwaukee team will be there, and we'll be supporting them with all kinds of marketing efforts and activations. And of course, we are hosting Expo this November here in Milwaukee at the Baird Center. That's a date to circle on your calendar. We'll be doing a ton of marketing promotion around that event. A lot of meeting planners coming, and we'll be, of course, highlighting that with our convention booth and a ton of activations all that time in November. So big, fun opportunities with our trade shows in 2026 after a very successful year in 2025. You'll hear more about our MNC team and our Sports Milwaukee team next month at the webinar in February. So stay tuned for that as they get into a lot more detail about events being booked and how the sales team is working to secure all kinds of great events in the future for us. All right, as we move forward, looking at some of our targeted marketing. So as we dial back into our sort of leisure side of our marketing efforts, we do MNC and sports all year long as well. Now I'm going to talk specifically towards leisure and those travelers who are coming maybe for 1 day, 2 days. They're coming to our festivals, they're coming to our museums, they're coming for our great restaurants. Who are we targeting and how are we doing that? Well, we do that through across a wide variety of campaigns and vendors, But our targeted people, who are we looking at? Who are we looking at reaching? Well, we really zero in on that 21 plus market. So we have 21 to 65 plus years. So if you're 21 years or older, you're getting a lot of advertising from us throughout the region. And then we start that targeted marketing at $75,000 and up for household income. And then our intent to travel, our frequent travelers, outdoor enthusiasts, foodies. These are just some of the keywords that we really zero in that targeted marketing on. Speaking of targeted marketing, where are we sending that geographically? Well, we do that through a 6-hour drive time. This map showcases some of the hotbed areas that we're seeing in our data right now. And you're going to hear more about data here in a minute from Alex on our team. But really, this is where we're focusing a lot of our efforts from results from last year. So as we looked at 2025, where were we drawing most of our travelers from? We decided to go back to those areas and really put a focus on those for 2026. So you can see here, obviously, Wisconsin, and always, obviously, as you would guess, Chicago, we've talked about that in past, are a lot of our big markets. Chicago is always our number one market that we're going after. It's the number one market that we see from travelers throughout the year. Minnesota stays strong for us. That Minneapolis-St. Paul market and Rochester markets do have a lot of draw coming across the state for us. But what we saw in this last year is we continue to see increases in Iowa and Missouri. Missouri is one that really popped up in 2025, both St. Louis and Kansas City. So we're doing a lot of draw from the Missouri region. Those are two big metro areas we're seeing more and more play from in 2025. So we're going to really go back to those markets in 2026 and try to increase these markets. We love Minnesota. We love Iowa the most right now because they spend the most with us. So if you're wondering what traveler spends the most, that's going to be Iowa over the past few years. But we're seeing that trend with Missouri as well. So we love those people who have to come from a longer distance away. They tend to spend more nights. They tend to spend more money. So we're putting more emphasis there. This does not mean that we don't go after our direct flight markets as well. We work with the airport, Harold and the team there to really focus in on those direct flight markets as another supplement to this. When we work with our Hopper campaign or Expedia campaigns, we're really starting to look more at those direct flight markets that you see the airport reaching. But for the most part, our core audience is this demographic and this geographic right here. So let's look at a promotion forecast for the coming year. This just gives you a quick snapshot of what we're highlighting and when we're highlighting it throughout the year. Obviously, we're always on. We've always got our digital marketing. We've always got our social media marketing. We're always doing our earned media pushes through our comms team. But this is just a quick sample so you can see sort of some of the key themes and messages that we're pushing throughout the year. So, and some of the highlights and spots that we're talking about throughout the year. On the next slide, you're also going to see some of what sort of different tools we're using throughout the year as far as the paid media goes. So everything from programmatic display to custom emails, to app-based incentives, working with our paid search and Google search, working with radio and audio. That's through some of our partnerships as we continue that with Brewers Radio this year. We did that last year in 2025 to great success. We're going to be dabbling in some television opportunities this year, still working our YouTube and our social media and finding ways to best use that targeted reach through those social media platforms. Obviously, we use brand ambassadors, our friends like Bobby Portis and Leroy Butler and Christian Yelich, and having them help elevate our messaging throughout the year. Of course, print advertising is still in existence and still something that's important for us to use in strategic markets and strategic areas. And of course, our visitor tools. Those are things like our visitor guide, our map, our new digital map, and all those resources that we create internally and then send out into the world. So lots of different things, lots of different ways that we're using our advertising placements throughout the year. So here's some very specific ways we're doing that. And then this is going to lead into here in a minute with Alex and what she's going to talk about with our data. But we really are using tourism economics, we're using Epsilon, and we're using Adara. These are companies that really help us judge that full impact of the marketing we're putting out into the world. So anything we're putting out there, we're tracking on the back end with our industry partners here. We're making sure we're finding that booking data. Where are we getting actual hotel room nights? We're getting actual spend data from our partners at Tourism Economics and Epsilon as they track credit card usage. And of course, we always know in the marketing world, how do we get this? We get this through data tracking. We get this through those dreaded cookies on web browsers. We get this through cookies, through Wi-Fi usage, through cell phone usage. So as we track all the different ways that we can track consumers in the industry, just like a toothpaste company might be tracking, just as any marketing company might be tracking how a consumer buys and spends, we can do that too. And so we're doing that for how the hospitality industry is being impacted by the visitor. And so these are some of the key tools we're using in 2026. These are key tools we used in 2025, and we love to compare year over year that growth. We're going to have some really great data here that Alex is going to share from 2025. And this data is going to be really highlighted on March 3rd at our annual meeting. So if you're not signed up for our annual meeting yet, I really encourage you to do that. We'll be launching a lot of really fun data and a lot of the great impact from these partners that we're seeing in our marketing at that March 3rd event. All right. So just some campaigns in motion right now, some things happening in the market that currently, if you're not seeing that, Milwaukee Museum Days is going on now through February 1st. A great push for our museum partners this time of year. And Hotel Month goes all the way through February 28th. Tons of deals, tons of specials. This is a great way to highlight a discounted way for visitors to come into the city and sort of celebrate. Both those things are working in tandem right now, Museum Days and Hotel Month, so they can amplify each other. And of course, Theater District. Milwaukee Theater District is something we promote all year long. So many great plays, concerts, events throughout the entire theater district happening right now that the Hotel Month is a great supplement to that as well. So hopefully encouraging people to come. Maybe they're going to go check out the ballet this weekend. Maybe they're checking out a great concert or promotion at one of the Pabst Theater Group venues, and they're going to stay in a hotel with a great deal. And then now they're hopefully extending their stay and also attending the museum now through February 1st. This is one of the key efforts we're really working on, is trying to extend those stays. Our average traveler right now is staying about 1 night per visit, and we really want to get that to a 2 nights per visit marker. So that's one of our growth opportunities, I think, for the entire community, is as we grow the length of stay, we'll grow the impact on our hotels, we'll grow the impact on our restaurants, we'll grow the impact on our museums and our theater partners, and so much more. So growing that length of stay is really, really important, and we're doing that to great detail and intention over the last year, and as we go into 2026. Now, how we making sure that we track that and know that? Well, it's through our data. And so now it's a perfect time for me to pass on the next topic to Alex Zimdars, our performance marketing manager, who's really going to get into a lot of data for you here next. Alex, take it away.
Hello, thank you. So as Tony alluded to at the beginning of the webinar, we're really working on making sure that the data that we have gets in front of you. And so as a new initiative for our webinars for 2026, we'll be doing a data insights. We put it toward the end of the marketing section at this for this one, as it fit nicely. But going forward, they'll be at the top of the webinar. So we can go to the next slide. So we're going to take a quick look at our 2025 STAR report. You can see the downtown and the county shifts and variances between 2025 and 2024. For the year, downtown hotels grew RevPAR 0.3%, with the higher occupancy offsetting the lower ADR due to the RNC. Across the county, RevPAR was flat, with the decline in ADR from the RNC being offset by 3.4% higher occupancy. We did have our analysts at Tourism Economics who were able to pull out the 5 peak days from RNC for 2024 for both years. So they pulled out the 5 days of RNC in 2025 and 2024. And when they did that, the remaining 360 days saw RevPAR growth in downtown of a 7.3%, which is just incredible. And all of these are coming through as we are seeing the national level, especially with hotel demand, remain steady. It actually trended slightly lower, and you'll see that for us, demand in the county was up 4.7%. So we're bucking that trend. Next slide. To Josh's point, we have our year-end numbers in for our visitor origin markets. And as he talked about our friends in Iowa and Missouri, you can see Missouri and Michigan jumped Minnesota this year. But just wanted to give a brief look at who's new in town, who's strongholds, what we're seeing. We actually had a couple months this year where Illinois visitation outpaced in-state Wisconsin visitation. So our friends down south are coming in waves depending on the seasonality there. But the biggest call out here is that Missouri jump over Minnesota, and that's a newer emerging market for us. The other call out here is that over 70% of our, I believe it's 72% of our visitation is from out of state, which is just incredible. Perfect. Then we also have our top origin MSAs. You may have heard me talk about top origin markets in the past using DMA, which is through Nielsen Media Markets. Our data provider has switched to metropolitan statistical areas instead of DMAs to make me have to say that in front of everybody. So we were looking at MSAs here. So that's why you start to see, we talked in the past maybe about Wausau, Rhinelander, or some of those folks coming in, that they're now put into that Wisconsin non-metropolitan area. But you can see some great shifts here, where you see specifically, again, calling out that St. Louis and Kansas City, who St. Louis was number 9 last year and is now number 5. And Kansas City was not in our markets last year and is now number 7. So you see that shift. Some of that came through because of marketing we did through the draft, and some sporting events that were held. So it's just great to see those shifts and see that the word of Milwaukee is reaching far and wide, and we're going to capitalize off of that in the coming years. Then the next insights that we get from tourism economics are demographic estimates. Heavy on the term estimate, in all of the creepy tracking that we can do, we don't actually know race or age group or median income through this platform. And that's because they don't track that when they're tracking your cell phone. But what we do know is the averages based on the census from our origin markets. This is really insightful as we start to look for who we're targeting. And that's why when Josh said, if you're older than 21, we've targeted you. You can see that kind of dip between that 19 to 24-year-old. We can see that median income hits that 75K and higher household income that we're working on. And then there's been a really great shift in more diverse travelers over the past couple of years too. And we watch this, again, it's not representative one-to-one of the people who visit. It's based on the census data of their locations. But it gives us a good overview and an insight into who's visiting and how we can target them or set goals to target other groups as well. And with that, I will probably see you next month with more data insights as we shift into that. But I'm going to pass it off to John, Visit Milwaukee's copywriter, to talk a little bit about the communications and advocacy initiatives from 2025 and what's to come in 2026.
All right, thank you, Alex, and good afternoon, everyone. As she said, I'm John Bluss, the copywriter here at Visit Milwaukee. I've worked on this webinar for 4 years now, and today I'm making my on-screen debut. So this is quite exciting for me. I'm thrilled to be here with you all. Our team's coming off a massive 2025, and I can't wait to share the updates we have for you today and show you some of the things that we have in store for the year ahead. But I want to start with one of the biggest, most exciting updates that we have, and it's not the influencers we hosted or the awards we won, or even the incredible earned media that we placed throughout the year. It's the addition of our new communications manager, Julia Meehan. I'd like to welcome her now to share a little bit about herself. Julia, take it away.
Thanks, John, for the kind words. As John said, I'm the new communications manager. I'm born and raised in Dubuque, Iowa. Previous to this, I was living in Connecticut, working for ESPN. I was doing a lot of things in the sports production television world, working on their SportsCenter show, social media, content creation for their app, .com and YouTube. I also have some experience in the magazine world, was a copywriter and editor for InStyle and People.com, did everything around celebrity, pop culture, fashion content for their website. And I also studied journalism at Iowa State. So I have a fellow Cyclone with John on this team. But yeah, so some of the work I'll be doing in this role is, your typical communications work, press releases, helping out with the blog, so some social media work, but then also hosting content creators and influencers and writers and hosting them here in Milwaukee. So yeah, I can toss it back to John.
Great. Thank you, Julia. So our team absolutely crushed it in 2025. We had a great year highlighting our destination in the media. And if you look on your screen here, you'll see just a couple of top line numbers. You see media items over the past year, so 2,400, close to 2,500 there, and a near audience reach of 13 million over that period of time, with an advertising value equivalency of over $63 million. Next slide, please. And then here are some of our big headlines from 2025. These are massive hits, as you can imagine. In our world, it doesn't get much better than this. We've got Condé Nast Traveler, National Geographic Far, Today. All of these are huge. It's kind of like the quadruple crown if that were to exist. And these are all on our website as well for you to share. Next slide, please. In 2025, we hosted 23 journalists and influencers. If you look at the publications here as well, we got Forbes, Travel and Leisure, CBS, Parade, Matador Network, etc. Those are all big hits for us as well. Plus another 12 regional influencers and journalists as well, for a total of 23. And then if you look at that top line number, that's all just influencer stats alone. So that doesn't even account for the stats that we get from these earned media placements. And we're super excited to host Black Travel Summit in October. This will bring about 350 attendees to our city. And last year they hosted in Brazil, which Tony was able to be a part of and can speak probably a little bit more to the incredible group of people that they have there. We know there's a lot of interest from our community to participate in this one. There's a lot more to come from us and how you can be involved. So be on the lookout for that. And then we have media trade shows. These are where we're going out of market to pitch more media. Claire and Julia just wrapped up in IMM, International Media Marketplace in New York this January. That's why we've got that little green check mark there. But they're also attending IPW in Fort Lauderdale in June, SATW in Haywood, Colorado in October, Midwest Travel Journalist Association in Eau Claire, and the Outdoor Writers Association of America in Madison. Now, next slide, please. Thank you. So these are even more opportunities throughout the year that we know we will bring in media. There's way more to come during festival season, and we bring in media year round. But here are just a few of the times that we'll be bringing in journalists in terms of groups. So what's trending right now? What are some ideas that you can steal and use for your own business? Most of you have probably seen already the 2016 again trend. That one is just a lovely bit of nostalgia for a age gone by. And then we have more nostalgia kind of with Grandmacore. That is hobbies like knitting, sewing, and general crafting back in vogue. We also have early bird events, which are events that take place earlier in the evening and end earlier in the evening. For example, like a dance party that ends at 10 p.m. So that's great for you morning birds out there, but it's another trend to hop on if you like. Tech abstinence is the next one. A lot of users are interested in connecting with the world around them right now and kind of getting away from the screens of their phones. So it's analog hobbies, book retreats, things that build community within a group of people. And then designing to the max. Oh, we can keep it there if you like. Designing senses to the max. We're in the era, we've ended the era of minimalism with a loud bang. It's all about packing people's senses. It's about going big or going home. We're talking textured fonts, loud colors, etc. Just really packing people's senses to the absolute maximum ability. And absurd marketing. I'm sure some of you have seen the TikTok trends out there that are more out of the box, unusual. They're taking risks and it's paying off. And then finally, we have impulse buying, which I feel like is a continuing trend, which who among us doesn't love a little treat? And these are all examples of these trends. So we have Grandmacore on the left and up top there. We have the absurdist nature of marketing on the top right. And then the 2016 trend down there, bottom left, and then the maximalist aesthetic that's coming into trend. As we look ahead to social trends, most businesses are using 7 platforms on average. Meta and Pinterest are making a foray onto the big screen with shows like Bring My Pinterest to Life, which literally brings in content creators and takes their Pinterest board and brings them to life. We have 5 hashtags as the maximum capacity for Instagram. I believe the recommendation is still 2 to 3. And then Dig is back. I don't know if any of you remember Dig. I certainly didn't until I started digging into it. That was not an intended pun. But it's now taking on Reddit as kind of a competitor. It's helping users find communities of like-minded people to kind of engage with each other through their hobbies, through their interests, through all that stuff. Beyond that, Threads is continuing to grow. It's actually outperforming Reddit, and it's starting to become kind of a hub for podcasters throughout the industry. Beyond that, we have niche content. Niche content is so back. We got short form video. That's still the way to go. 60% of businesses are using content creators for marketing, and user generated content, that's that UGC down there, is 4.5 times, or gets 4.5 times more likes. Now, moving on to AI, and I'm sure AI is top of mind for all of you as well. What is AI reading? So let's just go through some of what AI is doing with earned media. 94% of all earned media is being scrubbed by AI. So AI is taking that and using it into its system. It doesn't account for advertorials. So that's part of that 6% that's not there. And the biggest element of that is relevancy and recency. So it is looking for recently updated pages and pages that are most relevant to users. It's what people are looking for most. So what is really important to note there is that, yes, it's important to create new content regularly, but if it's not up to date or it falls out of date, the AI will look at you as less relevant, or it will look at you as less of an expert in your field. When it comes to quantity versus quality, this is kind of in that same vein. So we're looking at, does AI want you to push out continual AI articles, or does it want you to push out one really quality article? And the answer is kind of mixed. It's kind of both. You want to target major headlines and outlets, but you also want to target journalists who are cited a lot in AI summaries. So this is your Yelp, TripAdvisor, Reddit. All of those are good places to start, especially for smaller businesses that don't have the assets to garner headlines in major news outlets. What prompts matter to AI? I think the big trend here is about reverse engineering AI and making sure that you are catering your content to keywords that are interesting to AI or that it keys in on. So be sure to use your website and use new content to test to see what AI is taking from your website and what can help you get further along that funnel there. And then finally, what kind of story formats is AI looking for? It's looking for those listicles, roundups, itineraries, and personal essays. So all sorts of content, really. You can find examples of all of this on our blog, and they're all really good examples of ways to get picked up by AI. And then lastly, we put all sorts of amazing press that we garner about Milwaukee on our In the News page under the media module. You should use this page to find major news stories that you can share. We'll have everything from culinary articles to best of lists, and you'll find it all right here to share among your social media channels, on your website, etc. So be sure to check that out as well. And now I'm going to turn it over to Tony to talk about advocacy.
Thanks, John. And mindful of the time, we'll be moving through this rather quickly. So as you know, that Visit Milwaukee definitely leans on advocacy and advocating for the tourism economy and how important it is. It's the third largest economy, part of the economy in the state. It's huge, and over 25% comes from right here in Milwaukee. So it's an important part of the overall economy in Wisconsin. And we lift that up every single day. And in fact, Claire and Peggy, our CEO, Claire, our VP of Communications and Advocacy, and Peggy, our CEO, they're in Madison right now and advocating for a revised opportunity fund bill to make it better and to move it forward. So, and hopefully we can tap into more resources when we're looking at producing events right here in Milwaukee. And the film office hired its director. As you know, Travel Wisconsin was authorized and funded to create a film office. Now they have a full-time staff person, Veronica Pope, and she has strong ties to Milwaukee. This is a great opportunity to grow our television, movie, documentary potential in Wisconsin. We'll give Veronica a little bit of time to settle in, and I'm sure her emails will be growing because people have a great interest in this area. Locally, we want to ensure that tourism is top of mind even for local leaders, like our Alderwoman Moore, who was here earlier, and she gets it too. And but it's important to continue to have those conversations and provide the why. There's a good opportunity. The City of Milwaukee's birthday party on this Thursday, hosted by the Milwaukee Press Association. So they have tickets available at the door. Check their website out, Milwaukee Press Club, I should say. And this is an opportunity to talk to our local elected officials and tell them why it's important to your business that they support tourism. And then we're launching a new tourism ROI tool at the March 3rd annual meeting. So you want to be there. It's all important to talk about ROI, the return on investment, and we'll give you more tools to help with that. Federal advocacy, we continue to work with the U.S. Travel Association. I know our team's been in Washington, and we continue to elevate all of those things on the federal level. And what's important is, we've got a new international terminal coming to our airport. So it's all important. And issues that they're monitoring, the Travel Association, and we're monitoring, obviously, is the visa processing and changing requirements, J-1 visas for employees at many of the businesses, anything at the federal level, from FAA to TSA and beyond, affecting the World Cup travel. That's going to be huge. And of course, the big 250 anniversary birthday party for the United States. That's gonna also have some people from around the world looking at that as well. So that's federal advocacy and all things advocacy. We'll go to the next slide, please. Community engagement and inclusion. There's nothing better than advocating within our own communities and our neighbors to let them know how important it is that tourism is a part of what we do in our community, from jobs to investments to ROI. The return on investment in their business. They highly depend on individuals who come to their establishments and spend money. Leisure travelers are significantly important to restaurants and making or breaking restaurants, for that matter. So our team, we were out there at 445 community events that we've attended in 2025. Altogether, 660 staff attended events. We have 45 staff, but if you think about multiple people going to different events, 159 of those were diverse communities, represented diverse communities. That's, if I do the math, 36% of all of those events. It's an incredible number. Our staff is also invested in our communities, whether it's in the city, in the county, or the region. We're serving on 85 different boards, initiatives, task forces, so that there is a voice there at all of those tables. And can't thank our staff enough for being a part of the community and invested in their neighborhoods. We were at 59 speaking engagements, probably a few more than that. But again, advocating and elevating and educating and promoting. We've hosted 5 roundtables in 2025, community like-minded partners and stakeholders. This morning, we were at the Summerfest grounds hosting a City of Festivals roundtable, which included festival operators or community organizations that host festivals, facilitate them. I think it was, excuse me, something just came up on my screen. We were at the roundtable this morning, over 50 people there. And not only do we share all the great things that they're doing and we're doing, but it gives them a time to engage and talk to each other. And then we sponsored 79 different events throughout the region, whether it was community events or diverse events. Next slide. And here's a map of those 445 events that we attended. Kind of gives you a breakout so that we can take a look and see where we have been and where we need to be, perhaps. And I'll tell you, we're hitting a lot of areas. We're present in the north, in the south, and of course all along downtown and in the west throughout the region. Again, proud of the team getting out there and activating within our communities. Next slide. And then we're going to continue to grow relationships. Look at the map, figure out where we need to be, where we need to grow relationships. The accessibility roadmap, as you know, we did the Sunflower program and many things on the accessibility side. We have something exciting in the works with the city, and perhaps we'll be able to announce something on that, and maybe to elevate sensory inclusion throughout the destination and throughout the city. I'm excited about that. We'll talk more hopefully in a few months. And then our business and community calendar. If you have an event, a gala, something that's more geared to locals, check out visitmilwaukee.org/community. That's a great calendar if you have a gala, a networking event, something at your business that really would focus on locals. This is the calendar to check out. And if you're planning an event, you can take a look in the future and see who else has got things going on. So maybe there are not too many things on the same day, and you choose a day that's less busy. So again, visit milwaukee.org/community. And now we'll go to the next slide, and we'll go to our senior partnership manager, Brian. He's on deck, ready to go. Take it away, guy.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tony. Appreciate all the partners who are sticking on. I know we're a little bit after 3, so I'm going to go through these slides pretty quickly. So 2025 was an awesome year for our partnership team and our company as a whole. We ended the year with 1,065 partners. That is the largest amount of partners that Visit Milwaukee has ever had. So thank you to those who have supported us, maybe since the beginning or just joined in 2025. We greatly appreciate your support. We truly couldn't do all the things that we do as an organization, as you heard today, without your support through our partnership program. Of those partners, nearly 34% identify in one of our DEI categories. We have 39 corporate partners, and 6 of those were new in 2025. So thank you to those from the corporate community who have invested with us in a significant way with Visit Milwaukee. We've also continued to up the number of partner events that we host, and you'll learn more about our 2026 plans in a few slides here. But in 2025, we hosted 38 partner events with our partner mixer back in August at the Erie Fueling Wing. I know many people are still talking about it. Was our largest event ever at 345 attendees for a mixer, which is awesome. Our marketing trade value was over $250,000. So that's the work that our friends over in the marketing team have been working with our partners on to bring that value to you through those reciprocal partnerships. We've also distributed over 190,000 visitors guides and maps. Many of you participate in those guides through advertising. Many of our partners have a listing in the back of that guide included with your partnership with us. And we're excited to get the new 2026 guides out into the community very soon. We also work to drive traffic to your partner pages. You heard a little bit about it at the beginning of this webinar, where our team worked to AIify our partner listings to ensure that traffic continues to go to those pages. And you're seeing here over 550,000 views to those partner listings, which is nearly a 3% increase over 2026. Not every destination can claim that. So thank you all for a successful 2025. We look forward to a really great 2026. And again, we're 1,065 partners strong. So thank you for your continued support. I also wanted to welcome our new partnership development specialist, who is Fernando de la Sancha. He joined the team last week, Tuesday, so he's very fresh, but I already have him reaching out to partners, and he's looking to get immersed into everything that our department has to offer. Fernando's from Lake Geneva and graduated from UWM back in December. If the name sounds familiar, you may have gotten emails or phone calls from him last year because he was our summer intern. So we're super excited to have him back, and you'll be hearing from him more in the weeks and months to come. I also wanted to give a friendly reminder. I know we reminded you at the top of this call. I want to remind you again that partner renewals are due this January 31st. That is this weekend. Those invoices were originally mailed or emailed to the primary billing contact on file back on December 1st. So we kindly request that payment is made in full by January 31st. Otherwise, we'll be imposing late fees. I know we don't like late fees in our personal lives, and we certainly don't like late fees for our partners. but it's just another way to get that payment on time. So thank you to those partners that have already renewed for 2026. We appreciate that continued support. And if you ever have any questions about your invoice, you're always welcome to reach out to me. Speaking of that visitor's guide and map, you can now place pre-orders for the 2026 visitor's guide and the 2026 visitors map in the partner portal. Your initial order should be submitted through the portal by February 10th, so that way our team can prep and pack those guides and maps and they'll be available for pickup here at the Visit Milwaukee offices starting February 13th, I should say. And as in past years, all of those guides and maps that you request are free, as we want those guides distributed out to the community. Separately, we'll be getting guides and maps out across the state and beyond through a paid distribution and then requests that anyone wants them. So that's getting your business out into the world through our print collateral. This is your friendly reminder that the partner portal is your anchor for your partnership with Visit Milwaukee. This is your one-stop shop to manage your account. So things such as updating your partner pages on our website, adding photos, updating text, adding your meeting facility information. It's also a spot where you can go to add those leisure events to our events calendar. Our events calendar continues to be the #1 most visited page on our website. So really great resource to take advantage of to add your events to that calendar so we can help promote them. We also host monthly trainings called our Partner Portal Walkthrough Webinars, so that way you are more immersed into all the tools this has to offer to your business, and also provides you tips and tricks with how to best maximize your partnership with us. We know you have new staff members that join, and or you may just need a refresher. We're happy to do that for you through these webinars. And if you can't make a webinar, we do have a recording of the past one. Our most recent one was back earlier this month, and it's available to you on the top slider on the homepage of the Partner Portal. Our annual meeting, another friendly reminder about that, it's March 3rd at the Bradley Symphony Center. Tickets for this event are $45 per person and can be purchased at that link on your screen. We're also still selling sponsorship for this event. So we have 27 businesses that have committed to sponsoring so far. We're grateful for their support and we're happy to add more. You can see some of those sponsors on your screen right here. So if you want to be a part of this great event, please reach out to me. I'm happy to put you in touch with all the different levels available. We'd love to have your support, whether it's sponsorship or just by attending our event. I also wanted to share some of our upcoming events for the year. Our partner mixer calendar has been set. Our next mixer and our first mixer of the year is going to be on Wednesday, February 11th at the War Memorial Center. We'll be having an indoor après ski themed event with an indoor beer garden from Kegels Inn and War Memorial Beer Garden. We'll be working with some other partners as well to bring this event to life. So it's certainly one that you don't want to miss. We'll be having our Q2 mixer at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. So super excited to host an event at the casino. And then you can see our August 20th and December 2nd mixers. The dates have been set, but the locations have not. So we got some ideas in progress and look forward to sharing with you more information about those events at a later time. All mixers are $15 a person, and tickets can be purchased online at visitmilwaukee.org/RSVP. I also wanted to share our Partner Spotlight series. If you don't know about Partner Spotlight, this is an opportunity for partners to come into the Visit Milwaukee offices and speak to our staff about their business. This happens on the fourth Thursday of the month at 9 a.m. or 1 p.m., and that time flip-flops back and forth depending on the month. 3 partners come in and speak to our team, and there's no charge to participate. If you're interested in filling one of those slots, because they do fill up pretty quickly, please reach out to Maria on my team. She's our partnership services specialist at that email listed on your screen, and she'd be happy to find an open slot for you. And then this is just a shameless plug for our RSVP page on our website. Many of you will get your dedicated emails about our upcoming partner events. But if you bookmark this page, you'll have instant access to every event that we have planned and you're able to purchase tickets for or register for. So we had our festival organizers coffee chat today, which actually was a record for coffee chats in terms of attendance, which was so great to see that great engagement. We have our February service excellence training. We've been getting those emails from Talia Mia on our visitor experience team. And then the mixer and the annual meeting, which I've already discussed. So hope to see you at one of our events soon. Our events are really great for in-person networking and educational opportunities as well. And with that, I think I'm going to punt it back to Tony.
Hey there. Thank you. I was just signing up for the next event. Oh, there we go. I've done it. All right. I'm all set. We hope you'll join us too, everyone. Thank you for being with us today and for sharing. And we've had an opportunity to share an overview of what's in store in 2026 And this year is going to be an incredible year for our city. And we look forward to sharing even more information at the annual meeting in just over a month's time. Brian just told you a little bit about that and how to sign up. And you can go into the portal and do that. That's March 3rd. And then our next webinar, you've seen the marketing team, communications, advocacy, and partnership. We've got sales, event experience, and the sports Milwaukee teams coming up. And they'll give you some insights as to who's coming in to meetings, conventions, and groups. All of them are heading to our city, and you need to know who you'll be either entertaining, serving, and sharing your goods and wares and business with, and all of the fabulous people that come to all of the sporting events and the Baird Center and conventions. There's a lot in store. And I know we'll have more to share again at the annual meeting of some great things that are coming up this year. If you have any questions from today, please reach out to copywriter John Bluss. I want to give John a big hand putting all of this together. This production was incredible. And also, he was on giving you insights and information too. So we appreciate the entire team for doing all this wonderful work. But most of all, we appreciate you as partners. We can't do it without you, and we do it together. Thank you and have a great week, everyone.